Greetings, everyone. My name is Dee from Purple Sage Healthy Living. And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now, I know I always talk about healthy foods, and today I'm going to cook a southern macaroni and cheese using my mother's recipe. Now, I have told you before that yes, I am on a healthy journey. However, not everyone in my family is. So, during family gatherings, macaroni and cheese is one of the most requested dishes for grandma to make. Yeah, this is for my grandchildren. And for a long time, I could do it, but it wasn't that good. And I seen people use, that stuff that's in the box, and the cheese powder is kind of orange looking. Anyway, that's not what I was raised up on. So today I'm going to show you how I make my mother's recipe. All you need is elbow macaroni, and I want you to see this. Ooh, sorry. Let me see if I can do it a little better. This is called a jumbo elbow pasta. Now, this is a store brand that I have, but there are there are name brands out there that you can use, but it's pretty much the same thing. The reason I use the larger elbows is because I want the milk and egg mixture that I put in it. I want it to get inside of the elbows. And sometimes it's hard when you use the tiny ones. Now, this is the thing. They do expand when they're boiling and after they're done. However, for my recipe, I like to use the large ones. Now, people use whatever they have. Some people like those. I don't. I prefer the way, the way that I learned. Now, I'm trying to make this as short as I can. Yeah, I know I'm rambling. I have already done the elbows and cooked them. What I will tell you is that I always drain them and then add just a little butter to coat the noodles. Then I add Mrs. Dash so that it's seasoned, and I also add a few garlic granules. I love garlic. It's in everything, but it's not overpowering. The dish that I'm going to use today is going to be this. It's a 2.75 Pyrex dish. And I've already turned my oven on 350. So it's already heated. And I've already made my egg and milk mixture. Okay? I am going to put butter all the way around. Just cut it and kind of smear it around in this so that it doesn't stick. Not a whole lot, just enough to keep the noodles from sticking to the side of the casserole dish. And after I do that, I'll be back. Now, I guess I should tell you, now, healthy folks, don't come at me, okay? This is my mama's recipe, and it's good. You need to have to fast and, and detox after you finish, but it is good going down. I use 2 cans of evaporated milk, and count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs. Now, when I do the eggs, I scramble them, mix them up really well so there's no white showing. I cannot stand I have a pet peeve about that. We don't want to see egg white after the casserole is done. I mix that up first. And a rule of thumb for those who may be watching this and maybe not really good in the kitchen, always crack your eggs one at a time, especially if they're farm-raised eggs. Well, any of them, it doesn't matter because you can still get a bad one. Do one at a time in a cup and then pour it over into your mixing bowl. That way, if you run across one that is bad, you don't have to start all over and mess up what you've already put in your bowl, okay? So, yes, 5 eggs and 2 cans of evaporated milk is what I use for my mixture. Okay, let me grease my pan and then I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I have put butter in my Pyrex dish all the way around, just a thin layer so that my pasta and cheese won't stick. And I forgot to tell you, for the pasta, I think I did about 2 cups of the elbow macaroni. And that's about, it was around 7 ounces. I really don't measure stuff. I just kind of do. And I think that's about right. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to add, this is sharp cheddar cheese that I have here. And I am going to put just a little bit on the bottom. Well, what I call a little bit. Normally, we would use like I think my mom would use like a 3-quart casserole dish. I'm just going to use this. It just depends on how many people you have. You can, double, triple, whatever. Okay. So that's all I'm going to put in there for now. Now this is my macaroni. These are the noodles. And I have also added some shredded cheese in here along with my seasonings. Honey, you know Miss Dash is my friend. I always tell you that. So I'm going to pour the macaroni over into the dish. And if I have too much, I'll save it and make a small one by itself. Because you don't want to put too much. I don't like for it to be dry. I've done trial and error. I've done both. And honey, when I tell you dry macaroni is not what you want, no. And you don't want it to be soupy or, have too much liquid in it. So I'm going to have a little bit left. And what I may do is just make a personal one for my husband because he loves macaroni and cheese also. Okay, now this is where the stuff comes in. I am going to add my milk and my egg mixture. And what you want to do is cover the... Oh, wait a minute. I got ahead of myself. Let's put a little bit more cheese on the top. I almost forgot that part. How you gonna have macaroni cheese, no cheese, man? No, I'd probably get talked about real bad. No, I wouldn't. They'd love me anyway and say thank you, Granny. They would ask, what happened to the cheese? Okay. So, I'm not going to use all of this. And yes, I do put stuff on with my hands because that's where the love comes from. And they say they can taste it when I cook. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not here to judge. They know what I do, but I'm also about comfort and loving on my family. So yes, this is why I do this. Okay, so now I've covered it up with cheese as much as I want to, because that's going to melt and kind of go down in there. So now I'm going to pour my egg and milk mixture, and I always put it either in a corner or somewhere. I don't pour it all the way across the top, and I'm going to show you why in a moment. Some people just leave a layer of cheese, and I may put a little bit on there after I finish, but I really like to, ooh, wait a minute. I need to scrape. Y'all know I don't like to leave nothing in the bowl, honey. We don't waste anything around here. Gonna get it all this out. Okay. Okay, I need to stop. That's probably all I can get out of there. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this up. What I'm doing is moving it around so that the egg and milk mixture will get in there. Some people will just pour it on and then put it in the, put it in the oven. I learned over time, I used to do that, but I learned over time to move things around so that you can get the milk and egg mixture into the elbows. That's why I use those instead of the smaller one, because it makes it a whole lot, it's not dry. Okay, so this is just about enough to cover this all up. And you don't want to put, this is just the right amount, because as this cooks, the egg and milk mixture is going to rise a little bit. Depending on how much you use, it may do it a lot. But, of course, it'll drop down after it cools off. But you see, I'm making sure that I'm getting the mixture down into the elbows. And I don't know why they call them elbows. I guess because they bend, child. Ooh, that's a whole nother something else. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to fix this goodness. Yes. So now if you may want to try something like this, and this seems a little bit, you can use your egg substitutes, your cheese substitutes, whatever you need to make you happy for your comfort food. Okay? I'm sure, especially people who have been on the healthy journey for a long time, probably know the good substitutes to use when doing their baking. Now, it looked like that was not going to be enough, but you see, I just want to make sure that it gets all the way to the bottom. So when people, they say, oh, that's so good. You just don't understand how much love goes into making food. I always say it's, it's intention. And my intention is for them to be healthy, happy. And I know this is not a healthy dish, but I still want them to be happy when they come to visit and eat grandma's cooking. Okay? All right, I'm going to quit fooling around with that right quick. Now, one thing I forgot. Let me go over here in this cabinet and get it. This was her secret weapon. And I love this. Smoked paprika. And it doesn't make it hot. it just gives it a little oomph. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on here, just a little bit now to start. And then I'm going to add a little more cheese because like I said, they like it cheesy. Lord have mercy. Well, I might as well just put the whole thing in there, okay? All right. Well, let me put my, like I said, nothing goes to waste. These are seasoning, seasonings from the noodles. Okay. I'm gonna add a little more of the paprika. Now this is optional, but I love it. And this dish, like I said, it reminds me of my mom. And I can feel her love every time we have it. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the oven and I will let you see what it looks like when it's done. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will put this at the end and let you see what it looks like. But I appreciate you watching, and maybe you'd like to share my mom's recipe with your family. Until the next video, peace and love to you. Stay blessed, and hope to see you real soon. Doesn't that look good? Now, one way, I forgot to tell you, one way to figure out whether or not it is completely done is to take a knife or a fork and put it in the middle. If it comes out clean, no problem. We're done. Thank you again for watching.